Welcome back, everybody. I listen to the Discus Lariat Collective podcast. I'm your host, Warren, here with Glenn and a returning Daryl, the man who could charm the jocks off and none. But,
I love that. It's gone on the CV.
We're going to do an AEW Revolution review. We all enjoyed the pay-per-view. We all thought it was rapid, to be honest. Before we get into it, though, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe. We're going to have more videos now coming up pretty much during the week, mainly because we're going to focus on a video file as well as audio if you're not really into listening to podcasts. But yeah, if you are listening to podcasts, wherever you get them, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Acast, give us a like or follow, a review, whatever you want, and then hit us up on the socials. Discus Lariat Collective on Instagram and the Discus Lariat on Twitter. So we'll just
maybe even give us a kiss.
Well, if you want, yeah, whatever. Valentine's Day has passed, but whatever. We'll start off then. AEW Revolution. The build to this pay-per-view felt like WrestleMania, to be honest. It had like a huge feel to it. Obviously, there's a few things that played. It was Sting's match, Sting's return. We also had two surprises, one for the Revolution ladder match and one for the new signee. And then we also had the deathmatch that was being built. Overall, I feel like it delivered. For me personally, but what we'll do is, just to get into it, we'll just start rattling off the matches and then we'll go through thoughts and stuff like that, opinions. But so start off, we had the boy-in pre-show, and we had Britt Baker, and it was supposed to be Rebel with her, but she pulled out through injury, and I put this on quotation marks because there was obviously a bit of shenanigans there. But and she brought in Maki Ito, which was a huge reaction. The crowd there popped, which is crazy as well. Like, when she was eliminated from that tournament, everyone was kind of raging. They were like, we thought she'd go far. We thought she'd win it. So it's deadly to see her back. And then they fought Riho and Thunder Rosa. Fairly standard tag team match, heel team, face team kind of dynamic. We won't spend time on this because the match itself went on for like 15 minutes, which was a lot of time. And I understand, obviously, it's a pre-show. You want to kind of get the ball rolling. I feel like it was slightly too long, especially when you had Maki Ito kind of showing up, and that was your big kind of pop. And then just go in like 10 minutes max, I feel. But whatever, I enjoyed it, but I feel like it could have been slightly shorter. But again, it doesn't really take away from anything. In terms of the main card, then we started off then with the tag team championship match. Young Bucks defend their titles against Chris Jericho and MJF. This was class. This is like nearly 18 minutes long, deadly from start to finish. Jericho as well. Just a note on Jericho. It just proves, and I understand, obviously, he does have some fuck ups here and there. Everyone does, do you know what I mean? It's not against the fella anyway, do you know what I mean? But he just, I don't know what it is. He just proved that class is permanent, do you know what I mean? Or like skill is permanent. He just looks so good in the match, I feel. From start to finish, he just looked great. And obviously sold well. Bounces off the Bucks, great. And then MJF as well, like everyone's saying he's a stud, he's a star, this, that, and the other. And he is going to be huge coming forward. But savage match, I really liked it. What do you think about that? Did you see that?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was a great way to kind of open the proper show on it. But yeah, like you said, like Jericho, it's great to have him on that. Like one of your lead stars from opening AEW, and he's still performing. And he's still in, priority matches and stuff like that. But yeah, just take nothing away from the Young Bucks as well. Fucking absolute class act as well. So
yeah,
but yeah, great way to start the show.
Yeah, it really was. Like, they went in with a point to prove, obviously, because they hopped on his their dad and stuff like that. So it was great to see them have bring that edge to them. Do you know what I mean? Instead of being like, oh yeah, here we are, flamboyant tag team. It was, we're out to kick your hole, to be honest, and it worked well. I really enjoyed that. Glenn, what do you think of it?
Yeah, look, you can't say enough good things about Jericho. Like, I mean, if you were to make a Mount Rushmore of like technical, long-standing wrestlers that aren't your Hogan, Austin, Rock type thing, Jericho should be up there easily. Young Bucks had an excellent showing, the right story build, kind of continuity. The result, everything from start to finish, from bell to bell, was absolutely excellent. MJF looked like a star. Their heel tag team work was astounding. Like, just textbook, proper show from everyone. Your shenanigans and interruptions played well into them lads, and just, like I said, fantastic work from all involved. Really happy the Young Bucks got the defense. We obviously will have a death triangle going forward, which is going to be good. And we obviously got that segment then after, which played more on kind of Jericho. And it's just the fucking work of all four lads was exemplary. Like it was just, this was the perfect opener. You shouldn't have had that anywhere else on the card, because it definitely set the tone for the night.
It actually did. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, set the tone. And yeah, the pay-per-view just kept steamrolling from there. Like obviously there was a few hits and misses through, but overall it kept that kind of vibe up. Speaking of which, yeah, we're going to the next match, tag team casino tag team royale. Winning team gets the AEW tag team championship shot. Obviously, as I said on the predictions, I'm not going to list off all the teams. A few kind of standouts. Obviously, Jungle Boy being the main one, to be honest. Jungle Boy, yeah. Death Triangle one my pick for it. They picked up the win. Pac and Phoenix, or Phoenix eliminated Jungle Boy to finish it. The Dark Order looked great as well. Also, Bear County or Bear Country, I can't remember. They looked great. The two huge bruisers, and they were throwing people around the ring, not a bother to them. And then each team of the Dark Order, there's 3 teams in the Dark Order, which was class, and they all worked well together. We also had QT Marshall basically leaving the Nightmare family with the looks of things. He kind of dumped Goldust. He just jumped out of the ring, eliminated himself, spat Goldust, and stormed off, which was a bit of a shocker. I wasn't expecting it. Then again, I don't really expect much from QT Marshall in terms of I'm not invested in him anyway, so it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, overall, I liked the match. It went on for nearly a half an hour though for a battle royal. It's a bit excessive, I feel. I feel just the timing of the pay-per-view was slightly off sometimes during this, and this match kind of suffered from what I feel. We also had a very weird botch with Evil Uno. I'm not sure if you've seen that. They just it's doing the rounds now. We got like a Hurricane Rana, and instead of falling off the apron like you usually do, whoever it was, I can't remember who gave him the Hurricane Rana, but they fell obviously to the floor, and instead of falling, he ran across the apron, smacked his head off the turnbuckle, and then threw himself off. So Jim Cornette's gonna have a field day with that one, but yeah, I thought it was gas, to be honest. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was a botch, whatever. It was pretty funny. Yeah. So, any thoughts on that casino tag team royal?
Yeah, it was great. Like Pac and Phoenix, they're absolute just class. Like just cannot speak highly of them. I know we were talking before that as well with Jungle Boy as well. Deadly. Like he's one guy that I thought maybe after a year he'll be just, taking the back seat, but absolutely not. He's getting a hell of a lot better. And John Silver as well.
Oh yeah, doesn't that stand out? Yeah.
Unbelievable. I hope they do go forward with him.
Yeah, same. I hope he kind of becomes like a top dog. I mean, not even just in the Dark Order, just like going forward, because he's ridiculously strong, has a good look, and yeah, he's fairly small, but like he hasn't had a bad match yet. I don't remember having a bad match. He seems to be consistently good. Like so, yeah.
Yeah, when I seen him and Pac kind of that little face off before they started going at it, I was like, oh my god! I was like, I actually hope that becomes a singles match, or even a singles feud or something like that, maybe in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two of them look great.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
So Silver's biggest weakness and his biggest asset is one and kind of the same. He looks very rigid, but then he can surprise you sometimes. Like there was a spot there where he was like literally lifting himself up and just constantly fucking doing powerhouse moves on for a bloke who like looks like he shouldn't, or looks like he wouldn't be able to, but like you said, incredible look. Silver gets a definite shout out for that. Jungle Boy, yeah, look lads, like this is like classic fucking wrestling here. Don't let the name fool you. Because he's future top star material. Like I see Silver holding a TV championship or something like that toward probably not maybe by the end of the year, but maybe even early next year. And I can definitely see Jungle Boy in future main event spot. Like he has great look, great charisma, great ring awareness and athleticism for how young he is and how he's being built, and that is excellent. And then obviously your shout outs go to Ray Phoenix, fucking man of the match, fucking man, when he kicks Silver out of the ring, you can't fault the guy. He's just fucking deadly. Like he's definitely, I think you hit it before the chat with the nail in the head about kind of the cognitive dissonance of him having a mask and that, but I think depending on how they book him, it could actually help them. Like people think of iconic mass wrestlers, fucking don't even need to tell you that Warren to be able to name all of them. But like future Mount Rushmore mask wearing wrestlers, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I'm looking forward to now how Phoenix
Absolutely.
now comes out in the whole Death Triangle thing, because they won obviously, so they'll be fighting the Young Bucks now soon. On Dynamite now we actually have one half of them, Phoenix, fighting, I think it's Matt Jackson on Dynamite this Wednesday, so that's going to be a banger straight off the bat, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So looking forward to that feud. Moving on, then we had Hikaru Shida defending our women's championship against Ryo Mizunami. This match was, we were chatting about before we came on, like standard Japanese kind of strong style, especially with the women kind of showing you what they can do. Great match, hard hitting, aggressive, physical, all the fucking verbs, adjectives you want to put in there. It just outworked. The only issue, it felt just a bit sluggish. I know obviously it went 15 minutes, so you're gonna get that after a while, but it just felt the crowd kind of was slightly dipping around this stage. To me, it felt like that anyway. Like you were after having the Maki Ito debut or re-debut, you had the Bucks have a stellar tag team match, then you had the tag team battle royale, which maybe that kind of affected this match then, because it went on slightly too long, I feel, and maybe that's why then they still gave these girls, have your 15 minutes, but again the crowd are kind of like, whew, seeing a good few matches there, boys, let's relax for a bit, you know what I mean? And then obviously we were chatting about Japanese stars always have to fight a bit harder to get over with the casual fan. Obviously there is hardcore fans in the audience, I'm not saying there's not, I'm just saying you do have to kind of go above and beyond your comfort zone a bit. But overall, really liked the match. She'd have picked up the win, and then we had the afters. Then we had the heel team from the pre-show then come out and beat on Mizunami, and then Thunder Rosa made the save. But I liked it. Do you have any thoughts on it? Any opinions on it?
Yeah,
not really.
I was happy with it. I think your discussion of the timing as a whole for the pay-per-view, and I'll step away from the match for a second. Yeah. I think this is an example of too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
I think they lengthened the timing of a lot of these matches because the matches themselves were very noisy. So to reduce the noise so that you don't have a 7 or 8 minute absolute barnstormer that just exhausts your fans, you try to bleed it a little. But you end up having the inverse of it happen, where you have your Royal Rumble-esque match in the same match that you have a giant ladder match in the same match in the same card. So your card itself is really noisy, which doesn't lend itself to really long matches. Like this match on any other card would have been a fucking absolute stellar performance. My only criticism of it was, like you said, it's sluggish. Toward the tail end of the match, we got the classic 2 tired wrestlers slapping the shit out of each other's spot. I just think it could have been shorter, could have been a more concise of a wrestling match. But I think the best result was had. She'd picked up our defense and continues our reign, the longest reign in AEW. So
kind of elevates that title then.
Exactly.
It just felt like that's your confectionery. I'd love to see the confectionery sales.
Yeah.
During that match. I'd say skyrocketed during that. Really get your shit in, bounce back. But as you said earlier on, like unless you're like a really hardcore fan, even with the hardcore fans, there's not going to be a whole lot of them that are going to be into that. Like, to be honest, I'm not going to bullshit and say, oh yeah, I did. I was invested in that. Yeah. No real interest in it at all. But like, it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, it's almost like I had to force myself to continue to watch it, you know what I mean, to stay invested. I felt like I was trying to pick up my phone a few times and just piss around on Twitter a bit. And that's, again, it's nothing against the competitors. It's just that type of match. And even the women's tournament, I think that's the reason why I think it felt like to a lot of people the wrong person won the tournament. And you almost needed a big star or an American or something to kind of, like a character to fight against Shida. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, as you said, the right person won in Shida, and then maybe now we'll get, say, Shida and Nyla Rose or Sheila and Britt Baker. You'll get more of a kind of character match. So, we'll see what happens there. But overall, like decent for me anyway. But definitely not my favorite tonight anyway. So we'll move on. Miro and Kip Sabian against Best Friends, Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Shortest match of the night. We won't spend too much time on this anyway because it's fairly to the point. Do you know what I mean? The lads attacked Orange Cassidy backstage, and Chuck Taylor smashed them into the glass, brought them into the ring, just kind of dominated them. We got the Orange Cassidy kind of comeback moment with the kicks to the shin, usual kind of things, pretty cool. But inevitably then Miro got the win with the accolade or whatever you want to call it, the Camel's Clutch. But yeah, it's solid, but like nothing special. Yeah, my kind of tune out match that one was, to be honest. I didn't really care for it. I don't care for that storyline to begin with. Yeah, I don't like the whole wedding thing. I don't like you're my servant now because I bet you in a match. It does nothing for me. Didn't like it. But
no.
Yeah, same with you, Darryl, is it?
Yeah, it's just nice to see Miro getting the win.
Yeah,
like, it's just that little step forward now for him. So that's the only thing I can kind of pick out of it. And it's just they had Orange Cassidy build him so much, and now he's just gone into a drab storyline. So hopefully he doesn't fade out, because they had so much potential in him, like for sales, marketing sales, or whatever. But hopefully he doesn't get lost now in the shuffle.
Yeah.
No, I think OC has a good bounce back. Like a lot of people with strong kind of marketing behind them, I think he'll be able to push out the t-shirts, give him a better storyline. Yeah, Miro looks strong. The match honestly could have been shorter. The whole start to finish of the pre-match shenanigans to the post-match. Honestly, that's where I think we could have clipped out time and just had it been a conventional squash match, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We'll just move straight on then. Hangman Adam Page against Big Money Matt Hardy. Big money match. Winner gets the earnings for the fourth quarter. Kind of cool little thing there. Obviously Matt Hardy being obsessed with the almighty dollar. So yeah, good solid standard match really, wasn't it? Nothing really out of the ordinary. There was a few obviously interruptions near the end with the likes of Private Party, I think it wasn't interrupted, and then we got the Dark Order run down and stuff. We got that kind of feel good moment with, by the looks of things, maybe Adam Page now is in the Dark Order. So it felt almost like a payoff, even if it's not. Even if next week he decided to turn heel or something, it still felt kind of cool to see that happen. And that this is kind of when the crowd started getting back into the pay-per-view. Then you could feel it. You could feel that shift from watching at home anyway. You could feel the crowd were like, oh, here we go. Because you brought the Dark Order out. You had that big feel-good moment. Yeah, I liked it. Solid match. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was just solid. Yeah, I enjoyed it. That's about it. Yeah.
I think when you and I discussed this match on the predictions, we touched on that because of Matt Hardy, and not to pick on him, but like age, performance, and that he's not in the same performance category. Say Jericho is with how far he can go. Yeah. I think he went further than even maybe needed to. I think his showing was better than what we expected, and that was a nice surprise. I think getting more than you
great as well
when
he came out.
Yeah, absolutely.
He looked in pretty good shape, to be honest. Yeah, and yeah, he did. He looked well in the match. He didn't seem gassed or nothing. You know what I mean? And sometimes Matt Hardy does seem to blow up a lot lately. Again, obviously the pandemic doesn't help that as well. You're not wrestling fairly often and stuff. I get it, but yeah, he's had a bit of a weird time in AEW. I suppose that's for another video, but. Yeah, I actually like the Big Money Matt kind of gimmick that he does, where he's kind of buying out wrestlers and stuff. I think it's all right. Yeah.
He'll get his own belt too.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, a few $1 million man. Let me see. Next match there. This was the Face of the Revolution ladder match for the TNT Championship, future TNT Championship match. This was deadly. There was some great spots in this. Obviously, Ethan Page was the surprise entrant, so that was pretty cool because I suppose they didn't. Like obviously we were kind of guessing RVD and a few other people, but yeah, Ethan Page makes sense actually, being he just left Impact and stuff. So yeah, this was I enjoyed this, to be honest. I love kind of ladder matches regardless. If the ladder's used kind of right, and it was. There was some deadly spots. Cody getting taken out for a while. I like that. Automatically then that plants that seed in the back of head like fuck, he's gonna come back and win. That's what I was thinking straight away. I was like, God, a bastard. But yeah, I liked it. Lance Archer looked deadly in it as well. Max Caster as well. Fair balls. He stood out to me anyway. I wasn't expecting him to I always expect him to take a few mad kind of bumps. That's about it. Or do some, not necessarily flippy shit, but kind of do a few gimmicky stuff. But yeah, no, he looked deadly. And then Ethan Page, yeah, came in and had a good showing as well. But Scorpio Sky ended up winning it, which shocker to me. Yeah, shocker to me. But I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, I wasn't kind of surprised, but I know they are trying to build him. Like they want him as like top star. So yeah, this is a great chance for him. But that frog splash that he hit.
Oh
yeah.
Don't talk to me about Dominic Mysterio frog splash.
That was sick.
I was very happy with that match myself. Now I thought the timing and the pace were absolutely spot on. Van, I think in terms of structure, this match might have taken the cake for one of the better ones on the card. Like, it just like whatever faults it might have had was grossly outweighed by the performance of the lads collectively. Like you said, Max Cass had a great show, and I think the right person won as well. Touch on what you said, Daryl. I think Scorpio just fucking he's earning his spot.
Yeah,
it's crazy with these new guys coming in. Like, it doesn't matter. It's great to see on the whole AEW roster. No matter who goes up against who, it's fucking amazing. The chemistry with all the wrestlers on that show is just crazy. Whether it's one-on-one, multi-tag matches, like this 6-way ladder match, it's unbelievable. Like, and like the depth now on the roster is crazy.
It is.
So I can't see this going now into. I know they were talking about opening another kind of show, like not dark, but an actual other show Cody was talking about before. So can't see it being that far away if they have a roster like that.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely,
it's stacked. Yeah, and the likes of say like main eventers. Obviously, you have some big names, and now obviously, then your tag teams. You have a great tag team division. The women's division is now starting to get a bit more love. Obviously, with the likes of Kenny Omega kind of running it or overlooking it, that could be pretty good. And then we have, obviously, as you said, the rest of the roster. Like, I mean, just from mid card all the way up, and even the mid carders feel almost you can see them in the main event because of how good they all perform together.
Yeah. This is the first time I feel in maybe a very, very long time that there's enough room on the stairs. There's enough room on the pyramid for everyone, at every step of the pyramid. Do you get me? Like, there's not. You, yeah. I can't see them relying too heavily on just the one true mainstay. And as soon as, say, Kenny drops the belt, it's anyone's game. Like, that's what I see happening is we're going to see the Bullet Club fade out a little bit and make room for everyone else. And you're just going to have this floodgate open of interesting storylines. And wherever someone isn't fighting and feuding for a belt, they're going to be feuding over something real and legit, like we got with Hangman and Kenny that time before the belt. Like, so.
Yeah, there's a lot to kind of look forward to now going forward with them. So, yeah, I can't wait, to be honest. So, yeah, obviously, this is kind of like a separate video here, just spliced in. So, in case you're wondering why I'm not sitting in the exact same position, the video cut out. So, we'll just continue on with the matches. So, we just finished the Face of Revolution ladder match anyway. Scorpio Sky picked up the win, savage match. Next one then was another kind of, I suppose, gimmick match, the street fight between Team Taz and Sting and Darby Allin. This match was done cinematic, the way you'd have, say, Boneyard and Firefly Funhouse. Savage. It went off without a hitch, I suppose, and everything looked great. It reminded me of a mix between The Crow, like the film, The Crow, and like Tim Burton's Batman, like Batman 1 or 2. That's what it reminded me of. It was very dark, very gritty. The opening to it, the entrance, like you had Team Taz buzzing over in whatever Lambo it was or something like that, and then you had Darby Allin and Sting then driving. Well, Sting driving, I think it was, and Darby Allin was on a skateboard flying around the place. But and then Darby Allin's music playing. It was just class. The whole opening was great. I was a bit shocked by the fact it was a ring in a warehouse, but it didn't take anything away from it. I actually enjoyed it then because you always had that base, I suppose. You know what I mean? You can go around the warehouse and always come back to that base. So really liked it. Darby obviously taking mad bumps as usual. Brian Cage looking like Superman at one stage, carrying Darby up the stairs in a vertical suplex position, which was just deadly looking. Hook got involved as well. Taz as young fella. We had some, like, as I was saying about the crazy bumps, at one stage they literally legging a duck. Darby Allin through a pane glass window. Yeah, I was like, fucking hell. And Sting picked up the win then on Ricky Starks with a Scorpion Death Drop after, what's the name, Darby hit a coffin drop for about 30 feet in the air. So overall, cannot complain about the match, to be honest. I thought it was really good, entertaining from start to finish. We were chatting before and I was saying it could have done with or without commentary, but yeah, I thought it was great. What about you, Darryl?
Yeah, I thought that was the best one of the night, to be honest. Nothing to take away. I know it was the last match and all, but me, because I'm a little Sting fanboy, even still being 21 years of age, no, but yeah, still to this day,
aren't fooling anyone.
It's the beard. It's just the beard. It's just a lockdown beard. But yeah, just I think with AEW being on TNT, Sting is back on it. I don't know how much you've looked at WCW, but I think from Starrcade back in the day, Sting had this little kind of promo where he was in a warehouse and he was standing up on a ledge at pane glasses, and he jumps down. It just feels like that's where he was, and now he's returning there to fight against them.
Oh yeah, good. That's good.
I think it could be that little touch. But yeah, nice little touch. But yeah, hell of a match.
Full
I
circle.
thought that was better than the Boneyard match.
Yeah, strong praise anyway.
Bold statement, but yeah.
I think it was on par with the first lot of Hardy compound matches, with the drones and all. And because that was really what kicked off the whole cinematic thing, and still those matches, they definitely hold up to the test of time. Even though they kind of were laughed at and lauded and all, and now look what's happening. Look at major players, Sting, Taker, all in on that full cinematic experience. I think this, the first one kind of holds a nostalgic place in the heart, like you were saying with the Starcade thing with Sting. But I objectively think that this was the best cinematic match of any of them. Just the quality of wrestling, the different dynamic of spots we were getting for the situation and the place that they were in. I'll touch on Daryl's sentiment of that match of the night for me, easily.
Yeah, I think it was mine as well, to be honest. It was so easy to watch, just exciting, fun throughout. Great spots, great chemistry, and as you said, great different dynamics and stuff. Yeah, it just worked. Like everything about it worked. Class match of the night for me as well, I think, boys. So
let's fucking go.
So we'll move on to the main event. We had Kenny Omega defending his AEW World Championship against Jon Moxley in the exploding barbed wire deathmatch. 25 minutes or so in terms of a main event. Obviously it had a few hiccups. We'll talk about that in a sec, but overall really enjoyed it. I feel like it was more of a, what would you say, a way to kind of get casual fans or a wider audience involved in deathmatch wrestling. I feel that they did a good job at that. With they had the fireworks on the ropes, I suppose you want to say, the explosives on the ropes. They had the 3 stages of hell kind of thing. The way they described it, it was all just basically just boards with barbed wire on it, but that's essentially what it is. They had a few other kind of weapons and stuff, but overall I thought it was really, really well put together, really well done. Also, the ref wearing the hazmat suit, that's a little throwback as well to the 90s kind of thing, that they always wore them hazmat suits, flame retardant stuff on them and all, just in case. It made it feel real. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, with the final explosion, it didn't work out that way. But again, overall, I don't think it took away from the match. I feel the match was well worked. There was some, I suppose, as brutal as you can kind of get on a modern pay-per-view. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get the graphic kind of violence, ultra violence of a CZW, or even if you go back further, the old FMW or something like that. You know what I mean? You're not going to get that really. Even throw back to CZW where I can't remember who Moxley was fighting, but they had like the turkey carver thing, the electric one, and they literally put it across his forehead. Stuff like that. You're not going to get that. And even that reaction, that visceral reaction that you've just had, you can't broadcast that on a PG show. You can't. So, or even like whatever it was, it could have been, I don't know, the TV ratings in America, to be honest. But I thought it was a great kind of way to show kind of a new audience deathmatch wrestling. It told a great story, to be honest, and they had some great spots. What did you think of it? I got you, Daryl.
Yeah, it was great. I don't know, the end of it, people are going to talk about it. They're going to say it's a bit of a knockoff. I would have liked to seen Eddie Kingston when he covered him, just to kind of, after the fireworks went off, to kind of just look up and go, what the fuck was that like? Yeah. And kind of look back to kind of, it didn't work, to Kenny, you build a ring. That would have been good, but you kind of just lay there. That's what made it feel worse for me.
Yeah,
the end of it. But it still took nothing away from the match. The match is great. I was kind of holding it up against them. I don't know if you've ever seen a match between Abyss and Sabu, TNA, like Tournament Point 2005.
Yeah.
If you want to see a barbed wire match, like that was fucking insane.
Yeah.
But it was good, but trying to compare it to other ones, it was good, but
it did fall a bit short.
I wasn't blown away by it.
Yeah. What about you, guys?
I think you touched on the solution. Me and you came to that same conclusion, Daryl. So fucking fair play to you. As you said that, I literally drew the map in my head and I said, Imagine if he stood up and went, "What the fuck?" and it was just Kenny laughing, just like, "Ha. It's a psychological thing as opposed to this actual danger." And like we were talking about writing Moxley off TV, so fuck, fair bollocks to Moxley for some of the shit he put himself through in that match. Obviously, we knew he was going to take most of the damage, like we touched on in predictions, and we said it. Kenny was going to retain the belt, the same with all the shenanigans. Like the writing was on the wall for this match anyway, but some of the stuff that they were willing to go to, given that they aren't, the wrestler, Moxley's a little bit older and he's not, the young Moxley at CZW or anything like that, like he's
tamer now.
He's older, he's gonna be a dad, so fair fucks to them for going in there and laying it on the line the way they did. That's not a match that many wrestlers would, commit to.
Exactly.
And fucking overall good match, despite its faults and flaws. I think they should have worked with them. They should have rolled with them as opposed to, because those hiccups, they can happen. They've happened to many of people. We've seen them happen to fucking, Taker live on stage, Elimination Chamber a few years back. So I wouldn't be saying to compare this to others in its class. I'd be saying that it was the AEW one. This was the one we got for that brand. And we look forward to the next version of it we get on AEW TV, and then we can compare those.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I seen
still a learning curve going forward.
It is, yeah. Like realistically, you're not going to knock it out of the park with everything you do. Do you know what I mean? And the sooner fans realize that, I think they do. To be honest with you, I suppose you call them smarks. Everyone is to an extent. We're all that kind of smart mark fan. But you get it. We all understand what can happen in day-to-day life. Things don't really go as planned. And when it comes to wrestling, you almost have people just waiting for something to happen, like waiting for someone to fuck up. The likes of, say, like a botch, like a standard botch. You could miss a lockup or something like that, and someone would be like, you did that wrong. It's like, well, yeah, but also I've done so many other things right. So that's why I think it can't.
You get in and do it. That's how I'd always look at that.
Yeah. Like I can't see why they want to take it away from the match. Like, yeah, I understand. You wanted to see a big fuck off explosion. I get it. I wanted to see it as well. But realistically, we got the little Gilbert sparklers or whatever, and then a little pop. But I still think it was all right. Like I know, obviously, it wasn't what you thought.
Like Saturday night, pal.
Yeah, like it was grand. Like it was a bit of a letdown, that little hiccup there. But yeah, the match itself, savage. And yeah, realistically, not many guys are going to get in there and do that. They're not going to throw themselves through barbed wire and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So overall, really liked it. Thought it was a good closer. Bar that little hiccup though. If the match had just ended when the match ended, kind of thing, do you know what I mean? I think that would have been a nicer kind of close. But obviously, I've seen a few people say actually they should have just turned the lights out and then put in some canned explosion noise. That would have been pretty cool as well. But
even if they did a camera shot on Eddie Kingston, like just lying over his body inside the ring, and then just you hear just the explosions outside of it, and then the smoke and everything covering them, and then just drop it off the TV. Is that?
Yeah, like it's a million and one ways I suppose you could sit there now and book it. But I'm dying to see now what they're gonna say now going forward on Dynamite. Like obviously Moxley picked up a mic, kind of broke kayfabe afterwards, like fair balls to him. He kind of felt like he had to do something. And he said, what was it, Kenny Omega, he's a tough son of a bitch, but he can't make an exploding ring for a shit. So that was pretty good. You know what I mean? He got a pop then with the crowd and kind of sent people home happier than they were. Because straight away, the second that firework went off at the end, the crowd were just booing, like, you know what I mean? And again, they went through a war, you may as well say, and it is a shame that people were going to turn on that, but whatever. Good closer though. Overall, good closer. I think it could have been slightly better, but yeah, no, I liked it. I enjoyed it. One more thing actually that we didn't even talk about was the surprise. Oh yeah. So
Christian Cage.
Yeah, Christian Cage. It's bittersweet. I love it for the fact that Christian Cage gets to have a singles run again. He was savage in TNA. He's actually had great singles runs in WWE that people just forget about. Like he had, say, like the entirety of, say, late 01, early 02 to, like, say, 2004. He was in some great kind of feuds. He had the whole crybaby issue that he was doing every time he lost a match, and DDP took him under his wing. He's like, stay positive, bro. Then he had a great feud with Jericho in 04. He's had a few kind of like mid-card title runs and stuff, and then he had a great feud with Randy Orton in 2011. And then obviously his times in TNA.
And Del Rio as well, off the back of the win with the ladder.
And then in TNA, then he was great in TNA. I loved him in TNA. And
great.
Yeah, he really showed what you can do in TNA as a main event star. And the only reason why it's bittersweet is because I would have liked to see him and Edge against the Usos on New Day. That's really it. But I'm delighted he's with AEW, to be honest.
Looks fucking great.
He does, yeah.
He does, yeah.
He doesn't really age.
No, he does.
He's basically looked the same since 04. Like.
Yeah. But yeah, so overall then, what did you think of the pay-per-view? Like, if you were to rate it out of 10?
Dare I say 9?
Oh, very good. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you enjoy it. You give it an honest rating. You know what I
mean?
Yeah.
Despite the
I'm
pacing,
not going to take that way.
You know.
Yeah.
It deserves that. Like, despite the flaws, Daryl, you hit it on the money. It deserves that rating.
Yeah, you going with 9 as well, Glenn? Yeah.
Yeah, don't be sad because it's over. Be thankful that it happened.
I myself, I'm just gonna go with 8, just because, like, whatever about the ending, whatever about that, I just made like I had just a few kind of issues. Whether it's just me not being able to fucking focus, but I felt like certain matches went on slightly too long. Like, if you think about it, the tag team royale match went on longer than the ladder match, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? It feels slightly outpaced. But yeah, I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. I think I'm happy enough with it. Yeah, I don't.
I think it's a pay-per-view you'll remember. Like, like if this is 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, I think you'll even be able to say what the card was of that 5 years down the road.
Yeah,
and remember it, and you'd actually probably go back and watch it. You'd want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, it was strong. Like, it was a pretty strong pay-per-view, and wrestling as a whole from the start of January this year has just been great. Across all promotions, but this is a standout. This really is, and I understand. There's a Vince McMahon quote saying they'll only ever remember the finish, so I can understand that as well from that aspect. But yeah, overall, I think I'll remember it. I think I'll enjoy it if I watch it back again. But yeah, I'm happy enough giving it an 8. So we will call it a day there, then, will we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right on.
I mean, it still ended better than Hogan beating Yokozuna after defeating Bret Hart. So
true, yeah. So yeah, at least we have that. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll call it a day here. That was our Revolution pay-per-view review. We all enjoyed it pretty well, pretty much. Like, if you think about it, like 2 9s and an 8. So can't really get much better than that. Yeah, so as I said before I started this video, if you're watching on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe. If you're listening to it on your podcasts, yeah, give us a like and a follow. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Acast, and then follow us on the socials. There was a Discus Lariat on Twitter and Discus Lariat Collective on Instagram. In terms of what's up next, let me see. Raw review will be tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll hit up a Raw review tomorrow. That'll be up, and then throughout the week, then whatever's on, pretty much. So we'll have an AEW and NXT review on Thursday, and then a SmackDown review on Saturday morning. So until next time, anyway, we'll talk to you later.
See you later.